Report came out today that if Derek Carr does not get traded by the Raiders by February 15th, they will outright release him. So I want to do some potential suitors and dark horse candidates for Derek Carr to go to in the offseason here. So we're going to start with the Commanders here. Commanders are obviously in QB purgatory, have been for years on end. They have plenty of weapons. Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, the running backs, Jahan Dotson, a good rookie this season. So that's a good spot for him. He could stabilize that entire organization. Not good for an Eagles fan like me. Next team, Jets. The Jets are, once again, another team that have weapons on the outside when it comes to Garrett Wilson, another good rookie. You have Corey Davis. You have Elijah Moore. They have a solid little offensive nucleus there, so that's nice. You have the Saints, which is one that people, I feel like, don't talk about enough, which is, they're kind of in purgatory here with Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, even Taysom Hill in the mix. Next one, you'd be the Falcons. They had Desmond Ridder. They tried that out at the end of the season. It did not look too hot, so maybe they'd be interested. They have, obviously Kyle Pitts to throw the ball to, so he's a nice little weapon there. The last one of, just normal ones you'd think about is the Panthers. They got Sam Darnold. They went through the Baker Mayfield experience this past year and didn't really work out, so I don't know if they'd be willing to just continue to go forward with Sam Darnold or not. But I think a lot of these dark horse suitors are interesting. The first one I think about is the Dolphins. Do the Dolphins want to stay on this Tua train? I don't know, with all the concussions, and it's not really his fault. It's unfortunate. But do they want to stick around with him as he is trying to find his way? Obviously, he wasn't playing that great at the end of the season here. A lot of that did have to do with some injuries and whatnot. So do the Dolphins want to stick it with Tua or not? Derek Carr, I think, is a better QB than him right now. Next, you got the Bucks, and that's only if Tom Brady does decide to end up leaving. Obviously, Tom Brady could potentially take one of these other jobs, taking Derek Carr out of the market for one of these teams. Next one would be the Pats. Obviously, kind of like the Tua situation. Do they want to continue to move forward with Mac Jones? He's looked up and down the last two seasons. His rookie year was better than this past year, but you can only put so much on him when their offensive brain trust is Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. It's kind of whack. Next one, Ravens. What do the Ravens do with Lamar Jackson? Do they move on from him, maybe franchise tag him and trade him? Then they're going to need a QB, obviously. Then you got the Titans, which Ryan Tannehill's still under contract for one more year, so I don't know if that's a great spot, but there's a chance that they could do the same thing with him and trade him and potentially want to bring in somebody like Derek Carr, but I feel like that's more of a one-for-one trade. It's not as, enticing as the rest. So let me know what you guys think. Tell me where you think he should go in the offseason, and I'd be interested to know.